Too, huh? What do you see as the relationship between growing your own food and the medicine? What do you see about that?
Well, medicine is delivered in many ways,
Mm-hmm.
and a peace of mind and the solace of gardening is one way of really helping medicine work or being medicinally good for a person.
Mm-hmm.
And also, eating healthy by knowing, of course, what you're growing
Mm-hmm.
also adds to the factor.
Hmm. Well, I was feeling like acupuncture is kind of new to the United States, but for 10 years I've been planting the seed there that the students couldn't really rely on China, and that you were like a perfect outlet here in San Diego to make the connection where they could learn to garden, grow some of the own foods and the medicines themselves. And I really see that acupuncture's only been going here for a couple generations, but I personally cannot see them continuing with the trends. Like it's like more and more people, there's a shift going on, and more people need to nurture themselves by spending time in their own garden and connecting with the living chi, or the energy of the foods. And I just feel that City Farmers Nursery is, being that we're in the same town as the Pacific College, I think this is the place where the students need to come. And like you were at the symposium last year, you gave so much, to intro, and we made some videos, and I just want to alert the students that this is the time with the shift that we have to start growing our medicines. Bill, what did you do in the last year? Like, I gave you some seeds. Where did that go?
They went to our propagator because we propagate almost 100% our vegetable plants that we sell organically.
Mm-hmm.
And they got propagated out, and we put them out for sale, and they sold.
Mm-hmm.
We had pretty much an 80% germination rate, which was really good,
Mm-hmm.
and the people are interested in it. Most of my customers do grow almost all their food,
Mm-hmm.
and to have these new plants available for whether it be medicinal or
Mm-hmm.
just drinking as interesting teas, they really enjoyed them. So we did sell out on the seeds that you gave us, and it
Mm-hmm.
went over really well with our current customer base.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the students need to be alerted to the fact that there is a tremendous opportunity. Like you put, uh, they can. We are going through a life transition, and it's like more and more of us have to come home to growing our own food. And I think you're a tremendous resource in San Diego. I want to thank you so much for all you've given, to set that relationship in motion. I think it's up to the students now to really follow up and see the value in what we've set in motion at the Pacific Symposium, because it's like, this is the time. And if people are going to grow their own medicine, well, you're a great teacher for us. And
Thank
and I think we need to leave them with that message that we're here, you're here. You prove that certain ones of the Chinese herbs can grow. We set the thing in motion, and to that extent, let them come and partake of the bounty of your goodness and your generosity. I really thank you for all you've given to the symposium.
Thank you. Is we raise the tilapia at the nursery to sell the babies, but we also raise them to show people they can raise their own fish organically. And what the tilapia do is they eat algae, they eat plants that we grind up and feed them.
What?
And then we take the water that they produce and feed the plants with the water they produce.
Wonderful.
So it's a complete circle.
So for how, grew up 1 pound, 2 pounds, how many
Generally,
months?
for a full-size tilapia, it takes about 7 to 8 months.
Wow.
And right now we have a pond at the nursery that has 200 fish in it that we're just experimenting with.
Wonderful. Where do you live?
At the nursery.
Nursery. Okay.
I live there too.
I go to see.
And you come stop by, call, make sure I'm there.
Thanks for being here. Tell us about this toy. What's that?
Okay, this is a beekeeper smoker, and what it does is it actually lets off some smoke that it smolders in this container, and it keeps the bees calm while they're being worked with, whether they're harvesting honey or just needing to change or check the hive. It makes them more docile. And also we carry that, everything from that to frames and everything else that you need for keeping bees, or if you want to get into that type of thing. We also carry composting equipment and supplies. We carry composting worms that they use for vermiculture. And what vermiculture basically is, instead of creating compost, the worms create a fertilizer, worm castings that you can use in the garden. I brought a sample of these cute little guys that we sell and have on the farm. They're just baby tilapia, and they are grown for keeping ponds clean of algae and mosquitoes to having an edible crop after 7 to 8 months. So we have those in stock. And also the water that's produced by the fish is also used in feeding the vegetables in the garden. So you have an organic, complete cycle. A lot of the plants that we have at the nursery we grow ourselves because we can't find them organically raised, and we want to keep things that way. So this is a nice greens mixture that we produce, and we have everything from cilantro to the odd things like the Malabar spinach. We also carry a lot of berries and fruit trees. They're also maintained and cared for organically as well. And there's pretty much nothing that you can't grow in San Diego anymore. We have